So today we're working on removing the high pressure relief valve on my model. It's a 2012 Polaris Ranger 800. And this also applies to the Razor 800s, probably most of your Polaris 800 models. I don't know all the specific models on it, but if you're having trouble with a high pressure relief valve, which is this dowel and a spring behind it, this may be helpful to you. Now, oftentimes this goes bad, obviously, with your motor in it. Most of the time it's recognized after, like mine, it has spun a bearing, some things went wrong, so we're rebuilding the engine. So with this, we are trying to get this out, but it's not the easiest little guy to get out, which is probably why you're watching this video. So I've already got the engine out, but here are the components that you're looking for. Here is the oil filter location. And then right here, I've already had this out, and I'll put it back together real quick so that it shows how it goes together. Right here, and this would be kind of on the front as it sits in your unit, at least for a Ranger. It's going to be sitting in about like that. So right here is your high pressure relief valve. On the inside where your oil pump would be, this is the internals of it. So with this, the way it's sitting on my workbench here, your dowel, if you can follow this, is located right there. You can actually see it right there is the dowel right inside of that bolt location. So it's held in with the spring, and the spring is supposed to compress as pressure builds, and then your dowel moves up and down. Problem is, again, you probably already realized this, it gets stuck and it's not moving. So how do you get it out? Some people say you can use it with the engine still in the machine, and you can build your oil pressure and simply take this bolt out and hold a rag over it, and hopefully it builds enough pressure to blow it out. Now, there are some issues with that because obviously you're going to lose your oil, lose oil pressure, and could still damage engine components. So today we're showing removal from the engine tore down anyways. So we've removed our bolt, and now if I turn this over, it's hard to film and do this, the spring will come out. Get the spring out. Now we have the bolt out and the spring out, but the dowel is still being stubborn. As you can see, it is still inside of the housing. It's become stuck. So the best thing that I have seen, this is now my third engine rebuild, put these in them, I use an Allen wrench. So you want it just small enough. I'm gonna lay this down, get a good film of it. So inside of here, you want to go right in the bottom location, because again, there's your dowel. So you want an Allen wrench small enough to slide in there and make that turn, and then push your dowel up as far as the neck, the bend of the Allen wrench will let you. So I've already done that. That takes a little bit of time, takes patience, and you may even have to put a screwdriver, let's see if I can even film this, behind the head of the Allen wrench to get you some really good pushing power. So let me see if I can show you what I mean. Go right in here with a screwdriver, get right on the back of the head, and then you can put quite a bit more pressure on it. Try not to scar everything up in there as best that you can, but it takes quite a bit of pressure, and you'll move that dowel just a little bit. But now the problem is the dowel's still stuck in there. So I've heard some guys say put compressed air to it. Again, right in, there's our dowel, put compressed air in this location. So I got so desperate I put about 150 psi right in there, and even used a shop vac out here with a very little nozzle trying to suck it out. Some have even said use a magnet. None of that was working for me. So then my dad, I can't take credit for this, my dad had a really good idea. My little pointer that I've been using here is nothing more than 12-2 wire, like house wire. And it's stiff enough that you can get a little bit of a bend, but still have quite a bit of pushing power. And all we did was get a little bit a little bit of a bend, start pushing it down in there. I'll lay this down so I don't shoot it across the floor. Lay it in there. Once you push it in there, and you push down, and it's stiff enough, you push the little dowel out. And there's our dowel. So hopefully that helps. I know it was a lifesaver for me because I was about to the point of drilling to where I could get a press behind this, but then we'd have to fill in the hole, and that wouldn't be fun. Now let's spend just a moment talking about our upgraded dowel system. This is from Rev 6. You can get them online in many locations, but this essentially replaces the dowel that is stuck. What are the benefits to this? Well, it still does the same thing. You still have your spring, so it pushes up, but your bolt head, instead of the bolt that was in it, you have this bolt head with this nipple on it, which allows this long shaft to still move up and down. But the benefit is if you take this out, if it ever gets stuck while it's still in the engine, this is sticking out of the engine so that you have access to it. So we'll show it once installed. If I go over here, back to my engine, we're going to have it all here. So we have the spring on the shaft. This drop down in there. Might be beneficial to run a very light wire brass brush down in that hole to just make sure everything's nice and buffed out. I would not do it very much because you don't want to cause scarring or anything, but you see we have some nice movement with our dowel. Something else I'm going to do is I'm going to add my assembly lube to this, but I'll do that when I can use both hands. Anyways, you drop that down in there. We're going to have assembly lube all over the shaft, all over the dowel, and then when you screw this on, we'll be sure to use your crush washer, which is off of the old bolt that came off of it. Use it to seal it up nice, because you are talking about using oil here. But you simply thread that down on there and tighten it up, and then it can move inside of that. But if it ever fails, as I was saying, you can unscrew that. You still have access to it, so you can actually get some pulling power to get it removed. So anyways, I hope that helps. It helps me a lot, and glad to share with anyone else that it can help.